Hey guys, Josh Mabe here, MNH Training, and we are back with another episode of Sundays on the Range. As you know, we do more talking than shooting on Sundays on the Range, just because we like to talk about different topics. If you're like me, you have multiple guns for multiple purposes. Some guns for fun, some guns for hunting, some guns for shooting, and just anything under the sun reasons why you have certain guns or so many guns. But if it all came down to it, what's 3 guns that you wouldn't want to be without? Now granted, there's 1,000 scenarios under the sun, from purely just to have for current use, reasons for any kind of bug out situations, societal collapse, up to a zombie apocalypse. There are tons of reasons to have specific guns, tons of reasons to want to prepare for specific guns. But like I said, when it all comes down to it, what's 3 guns, in my opinion, are the best things to have? Now I'm going to show you the 3 of the personal guns I own that I choose for that. But we're going to talk about also, it doesn't have to be the exact gun I have, just a similar version or something like that is what, in my opinion, is the best for any type of situation, from just I don't have any guns, what should I have, to zombies are coming tomorrow, what do I need? So let's go over these. First and foremost is your handgun. I think any gun owner needs to have a handgun. Shotgun works fine for home defense, ARs work fine for home defense, anything of the sort, but a handgun is something I generally recommend any firearms owner having. My personal choice is the one that stays beside my bed every night, and that is a Glock 17. You saw me rack one out of the chamber. There's the magazine. Multiple racks, safe direction, click, click, firearm is empty. Now I'm not saying you have to choose Glock. I'm saying this is my firearm of choice for a handgun. The Glock 17, I like it because 17 capacity magazine all the way up to a 33 capacity magazine. All the way, I mean, even a drum magazine they make for a Glock, but I just stick to the 17 rounders. They work perfectly fine. This particular one I have mounted with a Go Wutar red dot. For strictly end of the world or survival situations, the red dot's not necessary. Honestly, I prefer my iron sights most of all, but I'm getting used to the red dots. They're okay. A lot of people love them. A lot of people say you shouldn't own a handgun that doesn't have a red dot on it because it makes things so much easier. While I like the red dot, I'm extremely accurate with the red dot, I still like the simplicity of straight iron sights. But we're leaving this one on there just to see how it goes. This particular gun, as I said, the Glock 17, this is the Gen 4. I have altered this one a little bit. If anybody knows Glocks, Gen 4s normally have finger grooves right here. I took a Dremel tool, smoothed down the grip to where it's flat. Also took the drum on the Dremel tool and made a little bit deeper undercut under the trigger guard right there, so my hand sits a little bit higher on the grip, because I like to have a nice high purchase on the gun and it just fits my hand better. I also took down the factory Glock stippling and re-stippled it with a much more aggressive texture right there. And this gun has been through the ringer. I've put this gun through torture tests. This gun, I've carried it since, I got this right after the Gen 4 came out. So I've had this for quite a while. And this gun, you can't break the friggin' thing. For video purposes, things like that, this gun, aside from knocking dirt off of it and checking the barrel to make sure there's no obstructions. I have not cleaned this gun. Whew. I don't think I've actually took this gun apart, cleaned it, or oiled it. It's been at least 3 years. It's been at least 3 years, because about 3 years ago, this used to be my duty weapon at work. About 3 years ago, I switched over to a Gen 5. So yeah, it's been about 3 years since I cleaned this gun, because I just wanted to test Glock's reputation to see if in any kind of situation you can't get to cleaning supplies, you can't do general maintenance, will the gun hold up? And this gun is still running flawlessly. Last year I got first place in a IDPA match locally here. First place accuracy. I think it was third place when it comes to speed and overall. But this is just a beast. This is the reason, when it comes to a situation of survival, carrying for duty, carrying for normal concealed carry, any reason, it's why I choose Glock. I have experience with this gun. I know what this gun goes through. I know that it still works through those conditions. And you just can't stop it unless you physically break it. Like physically bend the slide, physically cut the grip in half, physically break the trigger. As far as anything else, this gun works through it all. And I absolutely love it. Now, the reason I think everybody needs a handgun is, first of all, I think everybody should conceal carry if you're legally allowed. And per the Second Amendment, I feel like every person is legally allowed. That's beside the point. Every state has their own laws. But, yeah, a handgun is just all around good tool to have. From a strictly self-defense situation, target shooting, personal defense in case of any kind of disaster or anything like that. You just never know. A gun's like a parachute. It's a nice safety precaution to have. And for me, Glock is the one I choose. Whether it's a SIG, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Kimber, any of the major brands, even something like a Canic, any handgun that you feel comfortable with would be a good choice. But when it all comes down to it, if I had to pick one handgun, I want to go with a full-size handgun, something that holds plenty of rounds, as I said, 17 rounds, something I feel comfortable with, and something I trust in a situation, whether it's raining, muddy, anything like that. As long as you trust it, it'll be fine for you. Everybody has a different opinion. So like I said, I'm not saying Glock is the one for you. I'm saying Glock's the one for me. And that's what I want to look for in a handgun for something like that. If I had to do away with everything else, I'm not talking about complete precision, accuracy, I'm talking about gun you trust that will get the job done if need be. Mine is the Glock 17. So that is the handgun I would choose if we're taking away everything else. That's my one handgun that I'm keeping, no matter what. Now, another thing that you want to think about is, I do apologize about the chickens. One of these days I'm going to have me a better mic and you won't hear that as bad. But until then, I'm stuck with what I got here. And this is my range. My chickens are literally right there. Got nowhere else to put them, so I just have to deal with it for now, and I apologize. The next gun in my 3 recommended guns is something extremely simple. Is a .22 rifle. Unloaded, visually checked, nothing, safe direction, click, firearm is unloaded. The reason I say a .22 rifle, not only in just normal everyday life are these just fun for just getting out plinking, but .22 rifle is very versatile. It works great for target shooting. It works great for small game hunting. So if you do want to look at those other scenarios, if society collapsed or you needed to go out and get food, anything like that, this is great for small game hunting. It's quiet. The rounds are tiny. You can carry a ton of ammo. And even for self-defense in a last-ditch effort, a 22 with a scope on it is extremely accurate and deadly out to 150 yards. So don't sleep on the 22 for its accuracy and ability to get things done in a survival situation, be it for looking for food or defense. If you're accurate, good scope, you got a pretty decent distance with a 22. Now, it's not going to do much for body armor or anything like that, obviously. It's even at great distance, it's not going to do much with heavy clothing. But with good shot placement and everything else, this is quite the little defensive gun in a end of the world scenario. But most of all, for everyday use, I don't think anybody should be without a 22, just because it's great fun on the range and it's still inexpensive to shoot. You can still go out and shoot 300 or 400 rounds in a day and not break the bank. You're gonna spend like 30 bucks versus a couple hundred for something larger, and you're still getting your shooting fundamentals down, your trigger control, your accuracy, your breathing. It's great training. So a 22 is something I just would never be without. Even if you go to the extremes of a zombie apocalypse, which I know everybody loves thinking about their zombie apocalypse survival situation, a 22, you could carry a backpack of ammo and literally have thousands and thousands of rounds. You can carry quadruple the number 22 as you could 9mm or 5.56. So just the sheer amount of ammo that you could carry with you is insane. And something like a 10-22, you can get from the standard 10-round magazine all the way up to a drum magazine for it. I don't recommend the drums because they're not 100% reliable, let's just say. The 22 is that spring, that coil and everything in there, they can jam up inside there. So I like sticking straight to the 10-round or the 25-round stick mags, and you'll be perfectly fine with it. And once again, I'm not specifically saying you should get a Ruger 10-22. I'm saying this is mine. This is the Ruger 10-22 long rifle. I personally went with the compact version because I do a lot of squirrel hunting, and I wanted something that's really short. This has got the 18, you know what? I can't remember if this is the 16.5 or an 18-inch barrel. I think it's 16.5. It's pretty short, but it's got the compact stock on it. And I just love this little thing for carrying around the squirrel woods. It's extremely lightweight. I'd like to have the heavy barrel just for a little more accuracy and stuff, but this right here is all I need for squirrel hunting. And it does its job. I've got a Tasco. This is the Tasco Pronghorn 4-power scope on it. I'm sorry, it's not. It's the... I had a 4-power scope on here. I switched this one. This is a 3 to 9x40 Tasco, world class. It's got the silver ring on it, and it works great. I'm probably going to put a little bit better scope on this in the near future, just because the clarity is okay in the scope, but I just want something that's a little bit more clear, and I will be all set. But that is my second gun when it comes to, like I said, narrowing your collection down to just 3 firearms that you shouldn't be without. It's a 22 rifle, be it a bolt action, semi-automatic, doesn't matter, as long as it's something that is comfortable to you, something you can shoot, something you trust, and you can rely on. That's all that matters. My choice, Ruger 10-22. So there's that. For my third choice, this is where some people might differ a little bit. For my third choice, magazine, as you can see, the bolt is back. Visually see, chamber is empty. I'm going to drop that, safe direction. Safe direction. And I'm going to lock the bolt back again. And there we have it. This particular one is my third go-to weapon. This is a Palmetto State Armory lower that I built out. I have changed out the, let's see, on this particular one I changed out the gas block, changed out the gas tube, still got the same barrel. I changed out the trigger assembly. I put a Rise Armament trigger in here. I changed out the charging handle. I ended up going with the Raptor. This is the Raptor LT. And I just love it. This trigger, safe direction. The best thing about Rise Armament triggers is there's no travel till the break. Like you pull, you pull, you pull. When you hit that 3.5 pounds, it just breaks. So you don't feel any travel, you don't feel any grit, you don't feel anything sluggish. It's just straight 3.5 pounds, then it breaks. And the reset on it is wonderful. Very audible, I like that. Resets smooth, clicks right into place, and then 3.5 pounds, you're right back into action. I have this particular one decked out. I've got your backup irons, which I always recommend because optics can always fail no matter what. This is the sight mark. I really like my sight marks. This is the M-Spec Ultra Shot. This one you can squeeze here and pull back. You got your extra sunshade there to cut down on any reflections. You've got your night vision settings, so you can tone this down so low you can easily see with night vision. And you've got your regular settings up and down for brightness. I have not had an issue whatsoever. They've got this protective housing over here. It's very reminiscent of a EOTech, but a lot less expensive. EOTechs are going to run you in the anywhere $500, $600, $700 range. These are, I think this one's right around the 200 range. I haven't checked lately. I've had this one for about a year. Really like it. As I said, backup irons are a must when it comes to anytime you're using a red dot, because if this fails, you've always got your backup. Always make sure you sight everything in so everything co-witnesses everything fine, because then you can just flip these up, and without the optic even being on, I can look right through the glass. Everything co-witnesses. No problem. My red dot quits working, I flip those up, I go right back to work. This one I also have the hand stop out here. And no, for the people wondering, this is not a vertical grip. This is angled, and it's designed more as just for your finger to go on. I don't grip like this. It ain't got enough room to grip like that. All I do is for a hand stop to keep my hand in the right position. Then I've got a suppressor. This is the Rugged 360, and it's been a great suppressor. It's not as quiet as some of the other. I have shot Dead Air, direct threaded, and Dead Air, the Wolfman to be precise, is a little more quiet than the Rugged. Cool thing about the Rugged is this thing is rated for up to a 338 Lapua. So the thing a lot of people like about the Rugged is the fact that it's great for putting on a 308, other caliber hunting rifles, anything all the way up to the 338 Lapua, for if you're hunting anywhere that you're allowed to hunt with suppressors, just to keep the sound down a little bit, not to hurt your ears if you're hunting without hearing protection. It just helps a lot to get that crack out of the gun when you fire. Suppressors all around, I absolutely love them. I put it off for a long time, but now that I got one, I've got plans for about 4 more suppressors that I'm looking for. So I really like that. The reason I am choosing this one as my third option, and this one is a 300 blackout. A 5.56 would be perfectly fine. If you had an AR-10 for 308, perfectly fine. I chose the 300 blackout because I have the suppressor and I want it to be as quiet as I can get it while still having a little more knockdown power with the 300 Blackout. It's a heavier bullet, so out to 100, 150 yards, I am perfectly fine using this in a situation where, say, once again, say another collapse. This is great for deer. You've got your 22 for small game, but if you need to procure more food, this would be great for deer hunting, something light, thin-skinned, but also gives you the tactical advantage should you have any other kind of threats your way. This would work great for home defense. I got nothing against an AR for home defense, and like I said, 5.56, 300 Blackout, either one, good choice. I just like the 300 Blackout for its sound reduction with the suppressor and its weight for if I wanted to use it for deer hunting, need be in a situation. Is it an ideal deer caliber? No, it's not, and I would never say that it is. But the 300 Blackout is a round that will work good on something light and thin-skinned like deer. And an AR platform in 300 Blackout is an excellent way to get kids started in deer hunting because it's plenty of enough power to kill a deer. It has virtually no recoil. And with the adjustable stocks on an AR, well, this is a pistol, not a rifle. I want to go ahead and put that out there before somebody says it. With the adjustable brace on this one, but if this was a full-size rifle with a 16.5-inch barrel, you'd have an adjustable stock. With an adjustable stock, you can set it for any length so that it'll fit smaller arms of a kid just getting started in deer hunting. One of my buddies, Jonathan, from Pinnacle Outdoor Tradition, that's what his daughter's deer rifle is a 300 Blackout, and she took, I think she took 2 deer with it last year, if I'm not mistaken. He can correct me in the comments, but I know she got her first buck with it, and that was awesome. She had nicknamed that deer Bucky. But I feel like you need the handgun for basic personal close-up self-defense. I feel like you need a 22 in case anything ever happened. You've got something good to provide food, extremely accurate, easy to shoot. You can carry a lot of ammo, and if just normal everyday situation, they're great for plinking. They're hard to beat. And my third gun is an AR because I do feel like you need something in case you ever had to do a little more in the line of a defense situation. The AR is going to give you that ability to reach out further, to be more accurate, and have more knockdown power. It's just going to be better in a situation like that. So you never want to skip out on having a good, I hate to use the term, battle rifle. But if you ever had to defend yourself against other armed assailants, an AR would be a good choice to have, whether it's a pistol like this one or an actual AR rifle, full-length rifle. Once again, I'm not saying PSA is the best. I'm not saying my build is the best. I'm saying this type of firearm is something I would recommend as my third choice. And that really is it. An AR, a full-size handgun, and a 22 rifle. If I had to narrow everything down, this is the only 3 I can carry with me if I leave this house, and it's either a societal collapse situation or just for any reason. These are the 3 that I am personally grabbing. For yours, whatever your 3 choices are, get the one that fits you, get the one that's comfortable, get the one you can shoot, and get the one that you trust. It's the same for all of them. The only reason, if anybody's questioning why I don't have certain guns on here and everything else, the reason I don't have a shotgun on here is because in a defensive situation, I feel more comfortable with a handgun and my 300 Blackout or my 5.56 AR or anything like that. I feel more comfortable with those. The rounds are also a lot smaller for these, so I can carry more of them than I can a shotgun. Shotgun, you're usually limited to 5-round or 10-round magazines. 25-round drum, that's if you've got the AR style shotgun. Or if you've got a pump or semi-auto, you're limited to 5 to 9 rounds depending on how your setup is. So I like the extra firepower from the rifle or AR pistol. I like the extra firepower from a full-size handgun. And for me, it's a better logical option. Shotguns work great if you're working with a team of people and you have people set up with your rifles, and then you have a shotgun for backup, clearing rooms, things like that. Shotgun is an amazing tool. But in the situations I'm describing, we're talking one person. This is what I'm grabbing over a shotgun, so I don't have it listed. And the reason I don't have a shotgun listed in place of the 22 is because I can do perfectly fine rabbit, squirrel, any other small game with a 22 rifle. It's extremely accurate. Also, if the need arises in a survival situation that you need to defend yourself, I like how you can reach out a lot further than a shotgun can and a lot more accurate with the scope on it. Shotgun is limited to very short range. Once again, shotgun shells are extremely large. You've got to carry a lot of them, and they take up so much room in your packs and stuff. So that's why a shotgun is not on my list of final 3 guns. If I bug out of my house for some reason in any event, I don't care if it's a natural disaster, I don't care if it's a EMP, shut the grid down and everything's going haywire, I don't care if it's a government collapse or the zombies actually come. That's the 3 types of firearms I'm going with. Now, I would love to hear your choices, because I know a lot of people do not agree with my choices. We've seen in comments, some people absolutely despise a Glock handgun. Some people don't like 22s, some people don't like ARs, some people don't like 300 blackout, some people only want 5.56, some people don't like AR pistols, some people want full-size AR rifles, some people want long range, some people want short range. Everybody has a different view on this. This is just mine. I would love to hear yours in the comments, so please leave a comment. Let's talk about it. And I think we covered just about everything there. So yeah, it's not that I'm not one of the people that spends every waking moment preparing. I think prepping is a great idea. I truly do. I'm not a huge prepper. I have enough food to last for quite a while. I have enough ammo to last for quite a while, things like that. I don't go extreme like the ones you see on the show preppers. So I just have the basics and what I need right away. I don't live in a big city. I live out in the country. I've got access to wide open territory, so I have different plans than a lot of people would. So this is my choice for anything going down like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you leave a comment and just let me know what you think. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all listening. And we will see y'all next time on the range.